Well, good morning, gentlemen, and welcome back. And thank you once again for coming in the studio this morning and joining us on the program today.
Love being here third Thursday of every month, so thanks for the opportunity.
All right, it's great to have you in here. And of course, we have Stephen with us this morning, who is sharing some of his experiences of his 2 trips to DC, and then also his most recent trip to New Orleans that you just got back from. Literally.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got back yesterday. I got home around 2:20
Wow.
in the afternoon.
Wow, so it's good that you kind of adjusted to the time already, and that you're here with us this morning. We appreciate that. Now, in these trips that you took to DC and then also New Orleans, a lot of networking going on between you and other students, and we kind of hit on that before. But are there any contacts that you still have today that you're still in contact with some of these other students?
The ones from the first DC trip, I do text often and just see what everybody's doing and see how their days are going and what they're doing since we last met.
Mm-hmm.
The ones from on the Youth Leadership Council, the 43 of us, we have a Facebook page where we communicate frequently and just share everything with all of the YLCers. And then also we text message, email. So we like to stay in contact, and looking forward to the next time we'll be able to see each other.
Oh, very nice. Well, it's good that you can meet people and, have this learning experience with other students while you're on this trip. And, not only that, but enjoy our nation's capital and also New Orleans as well. Now, for these scholarship tours, when is it the time frame that you can apply for them? If a student out there right now is in high school, what is the timeline for them to apply for this tour?
Well, the timeline for this next year just sort of ended. I think it was the 1st of February was the deadline. Generally, we open up the applications in December or January, I forget, and then they're open. The application period's open for a while. We always notify the high schools, send out press releases, that type of thing. Had some good applicants this year in the process of making the selection, and I believe we'll be sending 4 students, 1 from each of our districts, back to DC this June, and I'll be going with them as their chaperone. So it's going to be a good time. I think we have some good applicants this year, and will be a good experience again. The board's committed to these youth programs, which is just absolutely great.
Wow. Now, have you been on any tours so far, Michael?
No, this will be my first youth tour. I went, I accompanied Stephen to New Orleans, but they sort of went their separate ways. I attended some meetings and worked quite a bit. So this will be my first one, but I'm familiar with the youth tour program and just think it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, what better way to get the youth involved and introduced to how our government works. I mean, they get to meet with our congressional delegation. It's more than just sightseeing and that type of thing. I mean, that's a big part of it. It's fun, but they truly do learn some leadership skills and get to meet folks.
And the trips, of course, happen around June, around the summertime.
The primary youth tour trip, where the next 4 students will go, occurs in June. I forget the dates exactly, but then if one of them are elected to serve, to represent Oregon at the national level, like Stephen was, they'll get to travel again in July, and then again to the next National Rural Electric Cooperative Association annual meeting.
Now, what was it like, Stephen, being picked to represent the state at that national level?
When I was selected, there was a small group of us from Oregon. There was, I think, 4 of us that were interested in going, and so once I was selected, I was really excited to go. I liked the trip that I was on, and I was interested in going on more, meeting more people, and just being involved with the national organization, and just learning more about the cooperatives, how they operate, and just working with everybody.
Wow. Now, do you see this as something maybe in your, past high school years, in this, kind of leadership building scenarios that you've already been put through? Do you see this as maybe a possibility, as, something that in expanding your future?
Yeah, I really think that the trips will help. I've built a foundation of leadership. I learned how to work with large groups, meet new people, work with adults and people of all ages, and not feel intimidated in front of them, and just getting to practice leading others and working with other people has really helped a lot. I found out in my other high school leadership involvement.
I gotta say, Cliff, there's nothing more intimidating than sitting in front of you in the studio. So if he's able to handle that, then I think that he'll be fine.
And our infinite amount of listeners, right?
Yeah.
Now, and I'm sure that some of these skills, if not all of them, really look good on a college application, also even on a job resume. So it's really good that you're building your skill set at an early age, and you're preparing for your future careers.
Yeah, and I make sure whenever I fill out an application, I include this trip
Mm-hmm.
and the stuff that I've learned from it, knowing or hoping that it'll help, because I did learn so much and I was involved in a lot of things while I was doing this trip, and I learned how to become a better leader.
Sounds great. Now, for the students that are out there now that are listening, that have not yet quite gotten to the junior or senior level, what is it that you would recommend that they, main reason for filling out this application and applying to go on this tour?
I think just if they are involved in leadership activities and roles in their high school career, and this is just another great opportunity to build upon that. So if they're just interested in learning more leadership activity and just meeting new people, from your congressman to the board of the NRECA, you just can learn so much from this trip and build your knowledge so much more.
Wow. And of course, this is quite a unique opportunity to take, for any high schooler, really. So I think it's great that you took advantage of this.
Thank you.
All right.
Perhaps one of the best parts of the trip was that, especially this New Orleans trip, is Stephen turned 18 on Tuesday while he was in New Orleans, and had the opportunity to meet and have his picture taken with Brooke White during a special event at the National Electric Convention, and she wished him a happy birthday, and he was the only student that got an individual photo with her. She was a semi-finalist, actually she was a finalist on American Idol, the 7th season, and came out and performed a little bit, and so you get to meet politicians, you get to meet entertainers, you develop some leadership skills. It's just a fantastic opportunity, and the board at OTECC is committed to youth programs like this because they are important for the future of the service territory of our communities and the country in general.
Now, Michael, you answered this question quite a few interviews ago, but where does the funding come from for this youth tour from OTECC?
The funding for the youth tour is different than the scholarships, but the funding from the youth tour is just a commitment that's made in the budget each year. And I don't remember the cost, but it's a fairly nominal cost for the first youth tour trip. It's just a commitment that's made to the youth that the board, the vast majority of the members support. It's just part of our general budget, I believe.
And how long have we been having these tours available to the students?
We used to do a tour in a different location. I believe it was Idaho. I believe the Washington Youth Tour, where we actually joined up with the National Youth Tour process. I believe this will be our third year to do this, maybe our third or fourth year. I think Stephen was the second year that we did this.
Oh, wow.
So it's a fairly new commitment to go to the national level, join the other states, and involve the students in this particular process.
Well, it obviously turned out very well, and I don't see Stephen complaining, so...
No, he didn't complain too much. No.
Not too much, huh?
Almost when he missed the flight, but that's all right.
So it looks like it's a great opportunity and experience for a student, and do you highly recommend it to other students to apply for this tour?
Yeah, anybody interested in learning more about DC, just going on a trip, I encourage them all to apply. It doesn't hurt to apply. Maybe you'll be chosen. So it's just a great opportunity. It's something you don't want to let pass you by, because it only comes once, your junior year, so.
There you go. So take advantage of it while it's being offered. And as you can see, Stephen had a great time, fun time, meeting new people, meeting with friends that he still keeps in contact with today, and just learning about not only our nation's capital, but also from the Energy Convention and just other things that, build up these different skill sets that you can apply towards your future now.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and I just encourage anybody to apply.
All right. Now, if someone needs any more information, Michael, about the youth tours or any scholarships that are available from OTECC, then who can they contact?
The best bet's to visit our website at www.otecc.com.
All right. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, and I want to thank you both for coming in the studio this morning, Michael Howe from OTECC, and then also Stephen. Thank you, Stephen Crader, for joining us this morning in the studio today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and I'd also like to thank the OTECC board and all of the OTECC supporters and employees that support the organization and the youth tour activities.
All right. Well, thank you everyone also for tuning in to Your Voice this morning. Stay tuned for another Best Of edition right here on Super Talk 1450 and 1490 AM.